a crazy period. Sorry.
I mean, I know that it's a very passionate story for you, and I wouldn't want to delve too much into that. And I'm going to switch gears now to another issue, of course, that's very Derele. Your sexuality comes up as an issue a lot. You know, what is Derele? Is it this? Is it that? And most times you necessarily don't want to address it, or when you address it, you just joke about it, and because you don't care or you don't think it should be discussed, which I totally understand. But now this is a country where very soon it might be a crime to be a certain way with your sexual lifestyle.
Years.
And not saying that you are or anything, but does it bother you that that tag is there with this sort of laws that are coming out now? Does it bother you?
I think this is something I haven't said anywhere before. When I was a lot younger, I was a bit, would I use the word insecure? And a bit withdrawn. I was very conscious of how people would receive me. You know, before I stepped out of the house, then I used to wear baggy shirts and baggy jeans, and then I could never flaunt my hair like this. I would tie a hairnet throughout the night, then wear a face cap to school when I was in year 1 in Unilag. And then, you know, he always got to me when everybody would stop me and say, "Are you a boy or a girl?" Oh! I'll be like, "Can't you see?" You know, but when I got to year 2, you know, I was always dealing with this on a regular basis, and I didn't have anyone to talk to. I couldn't start telling my parents because they were dealing with their own issues at that point in time. But I got to year 10 and I said to myself, I really can't be bothered anyway. So people ask me, I'll tell them, "Do you want to check?" I start opening. You know, I started having that newfound courage. And right now, I mean, I really can't give a hoot. When people ask me, I don't seek offense because people always want to know.
Yeah.
And if people know and they always want to know, good publicity is good publicity, bad publicity is good publicity, no publicity at all is bad publicity.
Yes.
So I just tell people, I'm a sexual outlaw. Yeah. I mean, you could call me metrosexual, something sexual, asexual, solosexual, all of the sexuals that you can think of. Feel free, make it your own. But if I really had to put an answer to that, I would say sexual outlaw best describes me.
Sexual outlaw. That's a new one. I have to go and look for what that means. But of course, we're going to talk about it. We're talking about Charlie Boy.
Yes.
There was that controversial photo shoot that came, or picture. I don't know if it was a photo shoot that came out. What was that about? I don't know why I'm being very sincere today. Is it because it's a Sunday? I'm a nice guy.
You're a very nice guy. Okay, I had originally done a shoot with Charlie Boy for his magazine. Charlie Boy invited me to Abuja and said, "Oh, Derele, I'd like, you know, we'd have like two generations, you know, 2 different generations, but with similarities." I was like, "Yes, I'd love that." And I really respect Charlie Boy for his relevance and consistency in the industry. I was like, "Yeah, I'd like to do that." So I got to his place, and then we had to do like a lot of biker-themed stuff, you know, like we had to stop traffic, you know, we climbed mountains and all of that. Now, where that picture came from, I would have to be very sincere here. The day that picture came out, I was in Malaysia. I went to host a show and I decided to stay a week and shop and stuff. And then I was on BBN then. And then people started sending me the pictures. "What is this? Look at you, have disgraced yourself." And for 5 minutes, I'm not kidding you, I was in the mall and then I was stuck. I was like, "Who is this?" You know. But thank God it's Malaysia, so nobody, you're just looking at me, "Who is this one?" out of interest, and then you pass on. I was like, so I got into the loo, and I was like, I kept looking at the picture. I was honestly surprised. I didn't know where it came from. But I just said to myself, man, I am going to be in a lot of soup when I get back home. I don't know where this came from, and I'll have to deal with this. So the moment I got to the airport, hey, Buka, all the custom officials had the magazine. I don't know whether they heard that I was coming on that flight. "See, where see you there, see." And then I told them, hey, you won't kiss me, sir. I had to be bold about it. But I still needed to get to the root of the matter. And then I got back home, and just going back from the airport to my house, there was traffic, and then the vendors were running after me. "See," I said, waiting. People come down from their cars. "You are a disgrace." I said, "Hey, you don't know, but you're buying the paper. Do you want to kiss me too?" People say, "Are you looking for Charlie Boy to kiss?" I said, "No, I'm looking for someone else to kiss." And then the moment I got home, I had to tell my dad and my sisters. I said, "Look, there's trouble. I don't know what's going on." And then I called Charlie Boy. I was like, "Uncle Charlie, what is this?" He said, "You know, the media," you know, he just kept going on and on. So at that point in time, I felt, do I really owe anyone any explanations? Because they really did not want to understand if I did it or not. They just assumed that, yes, I did. And there was a time I was at the airport, Charlie Boy's wife was at the airport, and some women were speaking Yoruba. Hey, God don't catch him today. The wife would deal with him. So I went and I hugged Charlie Boy's wife, I greeted, and I went to meet those women. "Better hold your husbands, because if I catch them, I will kiss them and put it on a billboard." And then I went and boarded my flight. So whether it was a controversial agenda, it was a publicity stunt, it was photoshopped, it was the real deal, people should just make out what they want to make out of it.
So was it a photo shoot?
I would say a photoshopped photo shoot. if I can put it that way.
A Photoshop's photo shoot.
Yes. And that's the truth, actually. That is the truth.
Okay. In all of this, are you happy? Are you a happy person? Are you happy with where you are now, with what you've been able to achieve and all of that?
I don't think I'm satisfied yet. I think I'm greedy, I'm hungry, my fear is actually of running out of work to do. So I'm constantly busy, I'm up and down the place. And I think I've gotten to a stage, at the point I wasn't happy, I was happy when I was working at Sound City. When I got out of Sound City, I wasn't happy because I was wondering why that had to happen to me. And I was now stuck. I wasn't mobile. I didn't have jack in my account, bills needed to be paid. And I was just upside down. And I dealt with it myself, actually. Because you know how it is when you have a lot of people with you and then they fizzle out and then the numbers now increase. And then I'll say right now I'm at a stage where I am happier on the inside, more on the outside, actually. I mean, I might look bright and happy and all of that. Yes, it's the industry now. We have to constantly act for the camera.
Yeah, that's even something I want to ask about, because you talk about being busy and all. How much of this is an act? Did they relate?
It's not, actually.
How much of this? Do you cool off at any point?
Yes, I do cool off. I'm human now. I wish it was an act, because then if it was, then I'd have my moments where I'll just go home and be like, thank God, these people should leave me alone. But I'm constantly on a high. I don't drink or smoke, so I'm naturally high. And I feel that I have been put in a place where I always have to make people around me happy. It's kind of a burden per se, but then I have grown to live with it, and I just feel, all well and good. I have to constantly be the daily that I am. And over time, I had that self-realization, like, is this real or am I acting? Is this an act? What am I doing with myself? But I just realized, honestly, this is the real me, really. I'm the sort of person who will just enter a place and just light up the atmosphere, and no matter how tired you are, you just blend with my drama more like. So I'd say I am happy right now. I'm happy. My family is happy. There's still more to do. I am not satisfied.
You do your TV, you host a great show on Channel O, I think. You're doing a lot of things, hosting events all over the place. Extremely famous.
Hey,
I mean, you can't walk out of this place now without getting mobbed. And you also act as well. What's in the future for you now? Like, are you going to cut your hair? Are you what's next?
Well, I'm Gemini, and Geminis we live for the moment. The past is gone, let it go. The present is here, face it. The future is not yet here, let it wait. So I live for the moment, and I don't think I'm going to be cutting my hair anytime soon. No way, I'm not. My hair is virgin hair, unrelaxed, and I've been rocking it all the while. I know it's part of my identity, but you never know. If I just might wake up one morning and say, okay, I want to evolve, and that's if I want to join that evolving phase that a lot of people claim that they're evolving. I've not seen what they're evolving into anyway. It might happen, it might not happen. I see myself just being the same person that I am in and out. I mean, I was 30 this year, and I know I don't look 30. I don't look it. And I hope that I look this way. I don't know if I'm going to do any enhanced madness. Just kidding though. But I think more TV for me, definitely. Okay. More TV. And it even got to a time where I wasn't doing much of TV, but I was still, my phones always ring off the hook. People are like, oh, you have to come and do this show for me, you have to come here, be here. So I've always said to myself, no matter how it is, even if I'm out of work, I will still be relevant and consistent. I know it's a lot of work, but I'm going to make it happen.
Thank you very much, Dayle. You know when a TV presenter comes here, he's going to not stop talking.
Yes, I've been talking non-stop. Maybe you just slap him and say, stop talking.
Thank you very much. Congratulations on the Future Awards last year.
Thank you, yes.
More awards to come, definitely, for you. Thank you very much for joining us. As usual, the handle on Twitter is at YNaija.tv. The hashtag is Dropping Minds. Also visit the website, ynaija.com/TV. As we always say, remember, you've never seen young people talk like this before. I'll see you next week. Woo!